Alright. Hello everyone, and welcome to my debut. Oops, I've got to switch the thing. Oh dear, I seem to be covering up the chat. Hello, Hello, Chess. Is everybody excited? I do have a bit of latency on my end regards to the chat, so even if it shows up on the screen, the stream, that doesn't mean I'm going to see it immediately, by the way. Not much I can really do about that. But yes, welcome. I'm not sure how to start this because I am blanking. I prepared quite a lot for this debut, but now that it's actually happening, I am rather flustered. Alright. Thank you. In case anybody's watching this post live, this is Chess. They are my mod and my unofficial president of my fan club, according to them. So you'll probably see them around in chat quite a bit. And they draw very, very good art, so you should go and commission them. Anyway, I should probably start on my actual debut. Okay. You've been working on fan club names? Okay. Anyway. So I did prepare a few slides here just to talk about me. As you can see, I do wear glasses, so my face tracking isn't the best because of it. So please excuse that. Alright. I suppose I should introduce myself formally. So, hello everyone. My name is Lacrimosa Sanctus. And I am, as you know, a new VTuber. Okay. So, I do identify as male, and my pronouns are he, him. 24 is the best estimate, I suppose, for my age, depending on which body you're speaking about. And unfortunately I only know English, so if you're going to be speaking to me in another language, I probably will not understand. My aspect is candle, not language, unfortunately. I am an artist myself, so I do digital illustrations, and graphic design is my passion. As for my interest in video games, I'm mostly a casual. Well, I suppose it really depends on your definition of casual versus hardcore. Most of the games I play are in the realm of simulation, building, management, etc. Although I put competitive games on here just because I play them, doesn't mean I'm good at them, so please do not expect a lot in that department. Yes, and my title is also the Philosopher, merely because I have a great interest in philosophy. I did my undergraduate as a philosophy specialist, but the main reason is mostly because I ramble and think too deeply into things, especially in areas where other people might not think about it. Alright, so in terms of likes, like I said, I do like philosophy, and I suppose you could get a sense of it based on my whole stream setup here. But I suppose the aesthetic that appeals the most to me is Rococo style. I also greatly enjoy coffee and tea. I just had a cup right before the stream started. I am also very interested in eldritch horror for many reasons. I find it quite intriguing that the genre even exists for, again, various reasons. I'm also very fond of cats. I do have 2 cats living with me, who might interrupt the stream a few times depending on whether they're sleepy or not, so apologies in advance. And of course, I am very fond of my aspect, which are candles. As for dislikes, I am insects, arachnids, bugs in general. They make me very uncomfortable. I'm also not fond of jump scares. Although I suppose not many people are, but if I do encounter a jump scare, you will most likely hear me screeching, which might amuse some of you, but it won't amuse myself, so... unfortunately, despite that, I do enjoy horror games, but not horror games that are too scary, I suppose you could say. I mostly enjoy existential horror, the sort of things that have very deep lore. I suppose Bloodborne would be a good example. I'm more interested in the stories behind everything than the aspect of being scared. I'm also quite unsettled by Uncanny Valley, but I suppose that's something that most mortals are scared of. It's just something instinctual, I suppose. And I dislike rudeness, but again, that's something that quite a lot of people, I'd say, would sympathize with. I do hope that in the future we will all be able to have, you know, calm, relaxing streams. My main goal is to, of course, entertain you all. Hopefully you'll have similar interests to me, or I could introduce some interests to you that you never knew about, and then you might enjoy them. And I do want to, I suppose, encourage discussion, mostly, because that's the sort of person I am. Like I said, I consider myself a philosopher because I think too deeply into things. So I hope to encourage that sort of thinking, especially with my, in VTuber terms, with my lore. And in any other cases too, such as any games that we happen to be playing together. And of course, the main goal in all of this is to have fun, both for me, myself, and for all of you. please inform your friend Jay that I also send good luck vibes and wishes to them as well. Oh dear. My stream is not, well, should have checked that earlier, alas. Okay, moving on to scheduled programming. This is a general list of games that I'm planning to stream in the future. Obviously, Mabinogi is what we're going to be doing today, and I'm hoping that we can, I can stream Mabinogi regularly, at least once a week. I do also play Eternal Return Black Survival, although, like I said, I'm not very good at competitive games. And I plan on streaming Oven Break as well, regularly. And during times where it would be a, for example, just chatting stream, I plan on also streaming Fallen London at the same time. It is a browser game that is mostly text-based, but also has stamina that regenerates over real life time. So I think it would be a good thing to supplement any streams that are more casual. Sunless Skies and Cultist Simulator and The Shrouded Isle are most likely going to be either one-offs or, I suppose, depending on demand, you know, occasional games. I'm not 100% sure on what I'm going to be doing about Identity V/Identity 5, simply because at the moment I am not very interested in playing it. However, I do plan to stream it quite a lot in the future when I do gain interest in it again. I'm anticipating my interest to return somewhere during the month of September for various reasons. So I hope that you'll stay tuned for that. As for Animal Crossing, I am currently working on, well, I completely restarted my island on my Switch, so I'm currently working on getting on a place on there where I'm actually comfortable streaming, because I actually have some things done. Because I do wish to stream mostly decorating and such things like that. Like I said, I do enjoy building games quite a bit, and I'm the sort of person that if I'm playing a multiplayer game with someone, such as Terraria or Minecraft, I order everybody else to get materials for me, and I just stay at home and build the base. So that's all I have in terms of my introduction for now. If you do have any questions, of course you are free to send them in chat, or do comment below as well. I do check them and I do respond to comments. Yes. So now that that is all out of the way, shall we move on to the main event? So like I said in my Twitter posts, the main thing on the agenda today is to start a new account on Mabinogi. And I have actually created the account in advance, and I did make the character in advance as well, because I wanted to make sure that all the options and settings were prepared in advance for the stream. And I do have it open as well, but I haven't gone through the tutorial yet. because I wanted to start it as early as possible on stream. This won't be a completely natural fresh start, however, because I did transfer a lot of my funds and some outfits to this character via mail, because I'm a filthy fashionogi. Fashion is very important to me. So I hope you'll forgive me for that, but yes. Okay. So let me switch on over to that. Alright. Do tell me how the audio levels sound, by the way. I'll turn the music off so you can hear and focus on Mabinogi's music. I quite like the soundtrack. It's very nostalgic for me. I actually played this game starting when I was about 12 years old in this body, I believe. This game is I believe the North American version of this game is a little over 13 years old by now. But it's still going strong in my opinion. Obviously there's a lot of debate whether this game is dying or not, but this has always been something that has been a topic in the community. And in my personal opinion, I don't think it's going to be dying very soon, simply because it's one of the original gacha hells in my experience. Nexon likes to take a lot of my money. And I'm sure a lot of other people feel the same way. And there's still quite a lot of updates, new content, new generations, which is the overarching storyline in the game. And I do plan on going through all of the generations on stream as well, in case you'll all be interested in seeing it. From what I know, the new generations are quite polished and very elaborate in their lore and like just entire storyline wise. Not to say that the earlier generations are not, but there's certainly a lot less dialogue in the earlier generations. But to be fair, this was in... how old ago was it? If it's been 13 years, like 2000... like... my brain is not working for math today. Anyway, a long time ago. But yes. Hello, everybody. So, Lacrimosa was unfortunately taken already, but Lacry was not taken, to my surprise. So, this is how my character looks for now. This is just from the basic starting, of course. There is an option to put film style post shading for the game, which would make it appear better, but personally I like keeping that off just so you can see the natural color of things. Anyway, so this is the starting tutorial. I just spawned in, essentially. And then these two will be our guides for this tutorial. This is Lorna and this is Pan. So, shall we get started then? A petite girl in a long flowing skirt. She has lively blue eyes and straightforward expression. Her face lights up when your gaze meets hers and she approaches. Sup? Hello! Nice to meet you, Lacry. I'm Lorna. I've been waiting for you since I heard the news. I'll be teaching you a bit to help you out in Erin. Erin is the world that we're inhabiting right now. Even though I may still have a lot to learn myself. Lorna, relax. Lacri just got here, you know. Why not start by explaining where we are? Ha, right. This is a starting area, Lacri. Here you'll learn Mabinogi basics such as controls, general info, and combat info. We'll be your benevolent mentors. Mwahahaha. Wait, benevolent. Right, so talk to us if you need help. If this stuff's too easy, you can skip it. But Pan and I worked kinda hard on it, so... Oh, plus we have a gift for you afterward. Yep. Once you complete the beginner tutorial, you'll get my favorite pet, a magic broom. It'll have all my best traits: cuteness, fluffiness, coolness, and elegance. And be made by yours truly. I'm gonna make this awesome broom, Lacri, just for you. You're going to love it. So, obviously, I know how to do all this already, but I think it'd be good to just show everybody a refresher in case they've never played this game before. Okay, let's get started. Learn the controls and you'll be out of here in no time. Again, this shouldn't take long, but if you're really short on time, you can click the skip button at the top right. If you're willing to deal with her temper later, Lorna looks sweet, but she can really hold a grudge. Shut it, Pan! I'll get over it. I mean, yeah, I was excited and all. Anyway, let's do this. Talk to me again once the conversation ends. Okay. Yes! Okay, from the top, I'm Lorna, and this is Pan. This area is for beginners, Lacri, and we're here to help those beginners. First, I'll teach you how to look up useful information. By the way, you know how to move using WASD, right? You moved over here, so you clearly know how to move around. Right, yeah, info. I told you I'd give you a quest, right? Here's how you look one up. You can tap Q or click the quest button at the bottom of the screen to see your quest window. This window lists the quests you've received. Alright. That's it! You can see the quest titles now, right? You'll see more details if you click the titles. It'll have more information about the quest in your next step. Scroll over the quest window for a directional guide under your feet. Next, we'll go over character info. Talk to me again after this. You've gotten quest lookups down, right? Let's move on. Tap C to see character info. Your name, age, race, gender, and attributes are shown in the window. My friend has told me before that they're intimidated to play Mabinogi because there's way too many windows and too much information, but it's actually, most of this stuff isn't very relevant unless you actually know what it's for. So anybody who's interested in playing this game, I'd say go for it and don't be too intimidated by all of this. Great, you can see your basic character info, right? When you gain levels and skill ranks, your stats change too. Check your character info frequently to see your progress. You should browse through the tabs. Once you get a feel for their content, we can talk about map navigation. Yes. In terms of age, when you create a character, you can select between, I believe it's age 12, 10, I believe, 10 up to age 18. And you can see the time here, but as you can see, it's a bit, well, no, not a bit. It's quite quicker. That's because, essentially, every week is a year in Erin, and every day is sort of like another month. All of the days of the week are named after Gaelic festivals, I believe. So today is Alban Elved. Apologies if I never pronounce anything correctly. I do not know how to speak Irish or Gaelic. But yes, I believe this will be explained later, but you age every Saturday. And when you age, you gain AP, which is named for skills. But you can also do what's called rebirthing, which will reset your level back to level 1, and then your age back to anywhere younger than your current age from 10 to 18 once again. And I usually just pick 18, even though stats for the different ages tend to vary. Simply because I don't, I'm not very fond of being a short child. But yes, okay. Now we'll go over the mini-map. Erin is gigantic, so it's a good idea to get used to the map. You'll probably get used to it quickly, unlike Lorna. She still struggles. Pan? I do not! I just get turned around sometimes, jeez. Lacri, you should check your map frequently to keep from getting lost. The mini-map opens with the M key. Check the right side. If an area doesn't have the mini-map, tapping M won't help. Click the square icon to the map's right for the world map. Alright. Yes, like that. Now the map's at the corner of your screen. A map can provide you with a lot of info, so it's a great help in the field. Move your cursor to the map to see the NPC search icon. This will show you nearby NPCs, as well as allow you to search NPCs in other regions. There are a ton of people in Erin, so that'll prove handy. And last but not least, your inventory. Talk to me again after this. So as they said, this will show the world map. So this is Ulad, which is a continent within Erin. This is the main continent filled mostly with humans. There's also Belvast, which is a trade nation essentially. Although most things in Belvast are for more endgame characters, higher level characters. And then there's Iria, which is home to elves and giants, as well as the tribal peoples of Core Village, and some various exploration camps. I didn't think this game had little character portraits. It's cute. Yeah, most, at least important NPCs have character portraits. It's quite funny because you can tell how old a character is based on the quality of their character portrait art. Most of the people in Tir Conale, which is essentially the beginner village that we're going to, have quite old art that's been around since 2000, whenever this game was released. But Lorna and Pan have been around since back then too. A little trivia, they were around since the beginning, although they weren't in game since the beginning. This whole tutorial thing is obviously new. They keep updating the tutorial and such. But they were actually originally characters in this video series that Nexon did, that was essentially like a newbie guide. Anyway. This bit's important because your inventory is vital. While traveling, you'll acquire items by hunting, completing quests, and gathering. These items are stored in your inventory. Tap I or the inventory below for the inventory. Okay, good. Your inventory is visible, right? All your possessions will be stored in the inventory, so you should check it when you get new items. You can't pick up items unless there's room. So keep your inventory organized to prevent it from getting full too quickly. Finally, a display will show you whether an item's new or expired. That's it for basic information. Q for quests, C for character info, M for map, and I for inventory. Simple, right? Impressive. In this next lesson, we'll build on what Lorna taught you. You can change the shortcut settings, of course, but I'm so used to it. The default shortcuts. You'll encounter this in play, but we should go over the basics. First, try opening your quest window again. The shiny complete button means you've completed your quest. You have to click complete to actually complete a quest. There are a few exceptions, but you should always check. You'll get a new quest after completing this one. Once you receive it, talk to me again. Alright. So this is what the actual quest windows look like. They have all the things as well as the reward. And then owls come to deliver your reward and your quests. So if it's a white owl, that's delivering a quest to you, and if it's a brown owl, it's delivering quest rewards. Alright. And I'd like to touch on the inventory a bit. I find that the inventory in Mabinogi is quite unique compared to other games. So as you can see, there's these various squares, but each item actually takes up physical space in your inventory. So a lot of time you're going to be organizing your inventory a lot. There's also bags that you put in your main inventory that open up into larger inventory spaces, because this small window is quickly going to be not nearly big enough for everything that you want to carry with you, even if there is the bank and such. Expanding on that as well, you have one weapon set that you can equip things on, and then you have a second set that you can switch between using the tilde key. As you can see here, I'm switching between bare hands for both, but as you know. Your main equipment is in the gear, and this affects your stats. There's also a style tab that you can unlock with these style tab keys, which come out from events or the tutorial in this case. There's also an Echo Stone location, but that's for later. There's two types of currencies in this game. The first is gold, which is used for the majority of shops and items and trading and everything. And then the second is ducats, which is mostly exclusively used for like trading, as in the skill, like commerce. There's a whole commerce system where you can basically port goods from town to town, and that in order to make profits, and profits are in ducats, which is actually the former currency. Formers will come up later, I'm sure. The UI is so retro. Well, this UI was actually, it was updated several years ago, I believe. The UI before this was even more retro. And actually, you can change things such as, where is it? The game, chat, etc. Perform. No, it's here. So you can change the interface color. If you really want to see retro, this is the original color for the UI in the game. And probably the one that you'll start with in default. I like it translucent because you can see more. But yeah, originally Mabinogi's interface is blue, which, yeah, an awful color. That's why I go with electric gray. You can also play in pink if you really want to. There's a lighter gray. You can go in sunset mode. The white is alright. This would probably match my image more, but I just prefer black. It's easier on the eyes. Cherry blossom pink, if you'd like to be uwu. There's this green, which is sort of like, it actually reminds me a bit of Mayuzumi Kai. There's the neon pink version. Spring herbs, which reminds me of herb cookie, so that's relevant. Golden apricot, which is also nice, but kind of hard to see things. Urban man. Old mustard, which I actually quite like the shade of yellow, but not for a UI. And then summer sea, which is a kind of a better version of the original blue. But yes, I exclusively use the black. for somewhat obvious reasons. Oh, pink your weakness? Well, you should chess. You should play this game with me and use a pink UI. But yes, oh, actually, I put the voice volume up, but I'm actually going to mute that after experiencing it for myself. So this game, as you can see, doesn't have voiceover, except for one exception, which is Blanid, who we'll meet later. And that's only because her whole quests and everything, like the entire like general thing with her was very, very, very recently overworked, like reworked. So it's very new content, so she's the only one with a voice right now. However, because this is a Korean game, the voice is in Korean, but the voice acting is it's the sort of it's very overdone is the only way I can put it, and doesn't really fit. It doesn't 100% fit her based on the English translation of her lines, so I'm just going to turn that off. And in case anybody watching this later has played an old version of Mabinogi, and is sick of the old sounds, there's actually some of the BGM tracks you can change to the 2019 Mabinogi Orchestra digital album version, or the Korean Symphony Orchestra version. It's not all of the BGM. It's only the main ones, such as main cities. But if you like a bit of a softer BGM, then it's nice to have that at least. The dramatic pauses. Well, I was trying to think of a way to phrase it without being insulting. Like it wasn't bad. It's just I don't know if you've played L-Sword before, but the female voice acting in L-Sword is what it strikes me as. In English terms, it's a little bit like a female voice actor trying to voice an innocent girl character, and so she uses like an uwu voice is the best way I can describe it, except it's in Korean. Anyway, I should move on. This sheep has the glossiest black wool you've ever seen. Its soft, plush texture tempts you to squish it in both hands. I believe you're stalling. Go talk to Lorna. Okay. Next pen will teach you about items. There you go. You're new to Aaron, right? Follow your quest step by step. You'll be done in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. You did tell me to talk with you, though. There you go. Welcome to Aaron, Initiate Lacry. As you know, my name is Pan. Let me tell you about items. There are many items in Aaron. Some are held in hand, others are worn, still others are eaten. Some affect your status or your stats. There are truly too many to name. First, I'll show you how to equip a weapon. Open your inventory and locate the wooden stick. Click the wooden stick to take it from the inventory slot, and then equip it to the right-hand slot. There you go. So as you can see, you have your hands here, but this is the right hand, and this is your left hand, which might be a bit confusing, but you have to think about it like you're looking at the character in the gear menu. To be fair, all of the items and everything are facing the front, right? So the right hand on the character would be the left slot. It's something that you just get intuitively used to after playing the game for a while. Which hand something is in is actually quite important, but for things like equips, weapons and such, they're almost always in the right hand. Your character, unfortunately, all of the characters in this game are right-handed, which makes sense. But other things such as shields and such, like this book, which can funnily enough be used as a shield, although not an effective one in the least, you can put in the left hand. Very protective. This book will shield me from all damage. Anyway, moving on. Huh, you actually did it. Lorna spent half an hour barehanded when I gave her this rundown. Pan, why don't we just not talk about that? Ever. You learned the blunt mastery skill, right? You'll learn skills according to the weapon type you choose to wield. That's right. We'll go over skills later, but in straight combat, weapons are much more effective than fighting barehanded. There are a lot of weapon types, so experiment to see what works for you. Beat someone up with the power of knowledge? I mean, technically, isn't that magic? There's also a new skill set called glyph writing, which is essentially giving buffs and debuffs by drawing. So, right. Even with weapons, you won't be safe from harm. If your HP reaches 0, you'll fall unconscious. Pay attention and keep your HP topped off when possible. I've lowered your HP a bit. Remember the HP 10 potion from completing that quest earlier? After this conversation, open up your inventory and use it. Okay, so basically anything you can use if you hold down control and you click it. Like I just equipped that by holding down control and de-equipped it, etc. And that goes the same for potions. Or you can right click on an item and then option to pick it up, divide a stack, use or drop it. You can also drop things by tossing them on the floor like this. Okay, so now you can equip weapons and you can use consumables like potions. Remember, clicking while holding control is a quick way to use items. Congratulations on getting through the basics. That's everything we've prepared. You've done pretty well so far. Once you learn combat basics, you should be ready. Someone else is teaching those in the next part of your tutorial. Yep, Tin knows a lot about combat and he's an experienced teacher. He'll be able to give you some good advice. Before you leave, take this gift. With this, Pan and I can help you wherever you go. Put this in your accessory slot and we'll provide what guidance we can. It's all written in the item description. Well, it was good to see you, Lacri. Thanks for sticking around. I hope that information comes in handy. It was useful. Really? Yeah, Lacri, you're too kind. When I first started, I was so confused, but I got a lot of help from others, especially Pan here. My gentle heart can't ignore the plight of such a beautiful... Seriously though, you did the work. I just gave some advice is all. Yeah, jerk. Anyways, I'm glad it was useful. Once you complete the quest, I'll let you out the back. Tin will be waiting for you there. Take care and we shall see each other soon. Bye! Bye-bye. Don't forget to click complete. You'd be embarrassed when you couldn't leave. Alright. Ah, yes. The annoying Lorna Stadium horn is quite annoying. Take it out if it annoys you, it says even. But I'll leave it in for now. Just to get the true newbie experience. Excuse me. I should have had a glass of water prepared, but I was flustered. Look at all those raccoons. Alright, that's for later. That's for zooming. Okay, sweet. Speaking of skills, as you can see here, I actually put it in a tab, but the skill window originally looks like this. I prefer the compact view because there's no real reason to have it out like this. But as you can see by how many different tabs there are a lot of skills. And when I talked earlier about rebirthing, about how your level resets, obviously there's a cumulative level, which is the level you've accumulated throughout your entire history on your account, on your character. And then there's your current level, which is obviously your level right now. And one other thing that doesn't reset when you rebirth is your skills. So a level 1 that has a lot of highly ranked, which is trained skills, is obviously going to be in an entirely different league with Lacri here, who has rank F defense and novice combat mastery. Speaking of which, let me explain the skill system a bit. So you can see that my defense skill here is rank F. So ranks go from F all the way to A, with A being the highest, and then after A, it goes from rank 9 to rank 1. So obviously rank 1 is the highest. So it goes FD C F F D C B A, then 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. And then in order to rank the skills, you have to fulfill these training methods. You can also spend AP, which is basically the skill currency, in order to train them, but it's usually not worth it unless you have a lot saved up. Alright, let's talk to Tin. He's also a classic character. A small child wearing a heavy-looking helm looks your way. A dragon adorns the helm's shell, but the face within is obscured. He'll speak with one hand on his chin and an affected deepness. When he does, his helm tends to slide into a tilted angle. Huh, so you're Lacri. I've been expecting you. I'm Tin. I'm going to teach you how to battle in Erin. Before we get started, could you take care of the critters in front of us? Yeah, those raccoons. 5 should do. You will perform a normal attack if you click on them. If you have trouble targeting them, hold down the control key. Okay, get to it. So, you can just click on them like this, directly on them. Or you can hold down control, which will, depending on your targeting settings, make it so that wherever you click, you aim towards it. So I have it set so that it aims towards the enemy that's closest to the cursor. Let me learn this. Not as bad as I thought. Did you notice that if only one combatant is using skills, it changes the attack priority? Fights like that are boring. When your enemy uses normal attacks, you can use defense to gain the upper hand. Okay, let me collapse this again. Great. You see combat mastery, blunt mastery, and defense, right? For now, learn combat mastery and blunt mastery in your skills window. To raise the rank of an acquired skill, you need enough experience using the skill, as well as the required amount of AP. The most common way to gain AP is through leveling up. In Erin, your strength is determined by your skills and their ranks, so seek out new skills and make sure to train them. Once you've gotten combat mastery, we'll move on to defense. Defense is a skill that blocks the enemy's attack. You can't attack while it's active, but it lets you protect yourself. And then there's a bunch of hotkeys as well, which are connected to 1 through equal sign, and then the function keys as well. And I also have extra skill slots that are optional, which you can activate through the options menu, and I usually use these for toggles or production skills. Now go fight more raccoons so you can practice defense. When you click to attack a raccoon with a normal attack, the normal attack is combat mastery. I recommend alternating normal attacks and defense. Tap the hotkey associated with your skill to use the skill. The icon of that skill will appear above your head. To cancel the skill, you can tap escape. Or you can click the icon above your head. I often accidentally cancel skills by doing that, you know. Just give me one moment here. All right. Let's learn combat mastery. Here's a tip. Generally speaking, you should rank active skills first, and only rank your mastery skills afterwards, because there's a thing called combat power. It's a little bit more complicated. Not something you need to think about in your tutorial, of course. Alright, so what he's saying is, attack, and then use defense. And then when the enemy attacks, you'll block it, and then you can attack right after. Are you getting the hang of it? When the enemy attacks you with a normal attack, successfully using defense will turn the tables on them. I'll teach you a new skill when you're done with this. Alright. Novice Warrior, Fledgling Knight. Now that you've gotten a handle on defense, let's introduce something new. This skill is called Smash. Against a normal attack, you'd use the defense skill, right? Right. That's right, so here's a hypothetical. Tin and Lacri are fighting. Tin is using the defense skill when Lacri uses a normal attack on Tin. Will Lacri be the one who attacks next? No, Tin attacks next. That's right! Great, you've been paying attention. Thanks. By now, you should get the idea that using a normal attack against a defending enemy is dangerous. What should you do against an enemy using defense? Glad you asked. This bit of brutality is called a Smash. It's a skill that blows past defense to deliver damage. I'll place it on your hotkey bar. Practice makes perfect. Country rats only good at defense should be nearby. I'll teleport you there so you can try out Smash. Of course, you don't have to limit yourself to country rats. Alright. So they put Smash on my 2 key. I really like Smash personally. Oh, they actually gave me all of the skills. Let me put them on. Oh. I really like Smash on my main account. I believe I ranked it all the way to Dan 1, which is even past rank 1. Because it's very, very useful. Technically, I didn't even need to use Smash on this one, because I didn't let it use defense first, but you see it uses defense, and then you use Smash, and then you can... Oh. That's for the event. I'm gonna pick that up. Yes, you completely shattered their defense with Smash, but Smash has its own weakness. While it's activated, you are more vulnerable against normal attacks. Are you familiar with Rock, Paper, Scissors? Caravan Joe hosts an event for it from time to time. Lacri, do you see the parallel here? Normal attack, defense, and Smash works kind of like Rock, Paper, Scissors. There's no single best solution. Just observe the enemy and react quickly. This time, defeat a Grey Wolf. They only know Smash. Follow instructions as you practice. Oh, he got rid of my windmill. Anyway. So as you can see here, when a Smash is coming for you, if you use counterattack, then you'll counterattack. Technically speaking, if an enemy is using Smash and runs towards you as well, you can also just use a normal attack and then it'll cancel it out. It looks like you've got it down. Remember this because these are the basics of combat in Aaron. Occasionally, you'll encounter an enemy who uses counterattack. Against that, both normal attack and Smash are useless. Instead, you can use Windmill against it. Activate Windmill, get close to the enemy, and when they're in range, click on the ground. Make sure that the shape of your cursor changes. Let's wrap this up with Windmill training. When an enemy has counterattack activated, close in and use windmill. I've placed it on your hotbar. Come back when you're finished. So as you attack, boink, and then he'll probably use counterattack. So when they're using counterattack, if you attack them, then it ends up like this. Oh, come on. Oof. Ouch, ouch. But instead, when they're using counterattack, you can just do that. Flail your legs in their face, and then you're all set. Like this. Hello, Amber. Is it evening there for you? Thank you for coming. We're currently going through the tutorial in Mabinogi, even though I know everything already. Now I have to walk all the way over back to Tin. Almost 10 p.m. Oh man. In my case, it's 4 p.m. over here, so I suppose it's technically evening, but early evening in my case. I'm learning how to fight snakes. Yeah. And raccoons, and country rats, and wolves. How'd you do? To summarize the last couple of skills, counterattack works against smash and normal attacks. Windmill works against counterattack. It's also useful when you're surrounded by enemies. Alright, now you've learned defense, smash, counterattack, and windmill. How about a quick quiz? There'll be a small prize at the end. Bring it. Master Tin and Lacri are fighting each other. Tin runs at Lacri to deliver a normal attack. What's the best course of action for Lacri in this case? Defense. That's right. Here's your second question. Master Tin and Lacri are still fighting each other. Tin runs at Lacri with Smash. What's the best course of action for Lacri right now? There are two correct answers here. So it's counterattack and normal attack. Correct. Use counterattack or normal attack against Smash. Here's your final question. Master Tin and Lacri are fighting yet again. Lacri is using counterattack against Tin. What skill should Master Tin use? This is tricky. Windmill. Yep, I am a combat master after all. I know better than to fall for an enemy's counterattack. Instead, the hypothetical me would use windmill from an appropriate range. Okay, time for the reward I promised you. You should get better equipment soon, but this will do for now. Thus concludes your Basics of Battle lesson. Alright. So it gave me a big gold pouch, which is important because otherwise you're going to have stacks of 1,000 gold filling up your entire inventory. Let me arrange this a bit. Evening legally starts at 6 p.m. I didn't know that. Well, in my opinion, evening starts when the sky gets darker, so I suppose it's still not evening considering the light from my window is quite bright, but it's funny this kid is just telling you how to fight animals to the death. Well, there's actually a somewhat lore reason for why you're beating up animals, like random wild animals. It's actually because they're not, technically speaking, real. Well, no, they're real animals, but they're being controlled. Hence, they're classified as monsters. Anyway. Alright. Complete that quest. Thank you, owls. That's all the quests you can do here. It shouldn't be too difficult to handle the outside world now that you've learned the basics. Congratulations on getting through my entire lesson plan. Oh, whoops! I forgot to explain Assault Slash. Oh well, just use it to kick an enemy when they're down. Or maybe not kick, but it's effective against downed enemies. Yeah, I'm sure you'll figure it out. Oh, now left me a letter of introduction for you. Lacri, you're a human, so I guess you're headed for Tier Conail. See you, use the skills I taught you. What do you mean what? What in terms of what? So this is Tir Conale, aka the beginner village, but you'll come back frequently anyway. That's the school. Those are the farmlands. That's the river. That's a moon gate. So we're actually not... Oh, we are going to go directly. This is the chief's house, and that's the chief, Duncan. Interesting camera angle they decide to use there. Alright. As a little of a backstory, because I didn't get to show it, when you first create your character, you meet another character, a woman named Nao. She's the only one in the entire game with boob physics. She's basically the poster woman for the game. She's the white-haired, twin-tailed woman. Also, I want to... even the raccoon cubs. Cubs? Even those? Yes. You're going to be killing a lot of baby animals in this game. The animal brainwashing, what? Yeah. There's actually signs, I believe North Tir Conale, that it kind of explained this, but... also, I want to live at the beginner village. Seems like it would be nice. It is quite nice. Just down the chief's house here is the town square. There's a general store, a grocery store, the bank. Like I said, there's the school, which is in this direction. There's also a church, a graveyard, a healer's house, an inn, a blacksmith with the worst blacksmith in the world. There's also a field full of sheep with a shepherd, and 2 dungeons, which are the beginner dungeons here. Okay, what did I get here? Oh, special newbie costume type A. Wonderful. Oh, okay, so like I said, I did send myself some clothes so I can look nice while going on adventures. Which shouldn't be a priority, but it is the main priority in this game, in my opinion. So this is one of the beginner clothes. You actually get 3 versions, I believe, but it's quite nice, in my opinion. Not a fan of the colors, but there are dyes in this game, so you can dye different sections of the clothing. Am I allowed to open this yet? Oh, I am. There's also this dressing room, which you can use to collect your clothes, and you can take them out for a fee of a couple thousand gold. It's actually not that bad. Let's see, which one's this one? The premium newbie wear. Let's store that. Inventory management is a big, important thing, as I said. So it's best not to clog up your inventory with stuff. Let's put the bag here, and then we get a teeny weeny bag. I did send a bag coupon to myself as well, though, so I'll have less inventory troubles. Yes, just like Fashion Fantasy 14. That's basically what it is, though. All of the gachapons are also focused on fashion, which is where they make, you know, the big bucks, and I'm also a sucker for fashion, so what can I say? An elderly man watches over the town with a soft, confident gaze. While his leathery skin and gray hair are indicative of his long life, his eyes retain a youthful twinkle. When he speaks, his voice resonates with gentle authority. Another Miletian. I'm always happy to meet a friend of Nao's. Duncan folds the letter and puts it in his pocket. So, you're Lacri? I'm Duncan, the chief of this town. Welcome to Tir Conale. We haven't had many visitors in these days. I hope you can adjust to a small town. Could you give me a moment? I need to set the things I should tell you straight. So they will actually, I believe he'll introduce the formers in this next bit. So he called us a Miletian. Now, there's 2 nuances when we're being called a new Miletian. First of all, our race, whether you're a human, elf, or giant, you're still a Miletian, because Miletians are basically like another kind of people who come from the soul stream. So the lore of the game is that you are from another world, and your body came to this world through the soul stream, and now is the one that oversees the soul stream. So whenever you rebirth or go to the soul stream, you meet her. Meanwhile, the majority of the NPCs in this world are Tuatha De Danann, which are the locals. Well, technically the locals. And the interesting thing is, there's actually a lore reason why they never seem to age, while we age a year every week. It's because of the difference between our two races, species, I guess is a better term for it. Tuatha De Danann have significantly longer lifespans than Miletians, who, like I said, age a year up and grow according to real life ages every week, which is a year in the game. And also they have the power of rebirth, and also they can't permanently die, which is an actual lore thing, which is acknowledged in the game. Your character is just gonna get elderly after playing enough? Well, okay, visually, you stop aging after 20, I believe. Right now, Lacri is 18. But physically, Miletians stop aging after, I can't remember if it's 20 or 25 years old. But if you see in the character window, where is it? Oh, okay, so here it says 18 years old, but after a certain point, I forget whether it's age 20 or 25, it actually starts counting your age X amount of years after, like 25, for example. So yes, so Miletians are this kind of amazingly eternal existence kind of species. Who age rapidly but stop physically aging after they're at the peak of their life, who can also rebirth from like 30 years old back to a 10-year-old kid and then age up again. So it's they're quite interesting species, especially to the people of this world. Lacri, the world's not well right now. Foamers are showing up and causing trouble. That's only the start of the troublesome incidents lately. You've got a lot ahead of you. Did you know that you are standing on the Ulad continent? That's only one of Erin's continents. Iria is another, where elves and giants live. To travel between the continents, you need to use actions. Try the continent warp when you get a chance. Iria is very distinct from Ulad, so I recommend visiting it later. One day I will stream a tour of the entirety of Iria. We'll go on hippo rides, ride on the back of ostriches and wild horses. We'll go see the lions at the savannah. It'll be a fun adventure. So stay tuned for that. That sounds so cool, but at the same time I think it would be funny to play as an old man. I mean, you can definitely you know, change your character to look like an old man if you wanted to roleplay as one. Let's complete this. So, foamers... How to put this? Monsters and foamers are technically different things, but they are interchangeable most of the time in conversation. Let's see if he talks more about them. No? Okay. Well, I'll explain later. I suppose we've talked enough. Do you want to look around? Oh, looks like Endelion has given you a quest. Combat is exciting and all, but working on your life skills will definitely come in handy on your adventures. Endelion is in the west side of the town. Follow the path in between the grocery store and the bank. A bit down the hill, you'll see the church on your right. If you get lost, open the minimap and search for the name, or use the check quest info location button. Yep. So I know where that is because I'm very used to this game. Lions, yes, there are lions. You can actually tame lions if your taming skill is high enough. Like I said, there's a lot of skills in this game. And even if all you want to do is combat, you still need to focus on your life skills, aka your production skills. For example, if you wanted to do archery as your main, weapon of choice, archery is affected by dexterity mainly. In order to increase dexterity, the main way is you need to rank up skills which give you dexterity, which I believe the main one is refining, which is under the blacksmithing category. So, yes, and obviously if you want to make equipment for yourself as well, you also need to rank the respective life skills. So this game is quite involved, and there's always a lot for you to do, and there's no specific classes in the game. There are talents, which every time you rebirth, you can choose a different talent, which will make ranking a certain category of skills faster. But you can use all skills that you've learned, regardless of what talent you happen to be using at the moment. It's just that it'll be more efficient if you actually rebirth into the talents that you're planning to rank. So for example, I can freely use magic while using a bow and arrow, and then switch to alchemy, and then in my other skill in my slots, and then use puppetry. Like it's all, and guns. There's also guns in this game. Or you can use your fists to beat down enemies with knuckles, which is under fighter. You can also actually beat up monsters with your musical instruments as well. There's a few bard skills, although bards are mostly for buffs and playing music and such. There's ninja skills, which is basically you being Naruto, which is kind of... It's so funny. When you equip a shuriken, you literally do like... Not the Naruto run, but you have a kunai in front of you and you're like squatting over, and then you... it's really cringy. Puppetry, yes. So the puppetry skills, your main weapon is a control bar, and so you can summon either a Colossus puppet, which is like a giant armor puppet, or a I forget what the other one's called, a Pierrot marionette. It basically looks like a little girl, like a little girl doll, and the puppet will be fighting while you're in the back controlling the puppet, and the puppet has its own HP and stuff as well. You also have wire skills, which can pull enemies towards you or trap them within the wires. I'm a bard, but hit someone's over the head with their lute. No, that's literally what happens. And there's a skill called Discord, which is actually super strong. That you hit them over the head with the lute, and then they become poisoned for like a few seconds. And it's also in a splash, like a cone-shaped area of effect, so you can knock down several monsters at the same time. I really love this game, if you couldn't tell. Discord, I'm howling at the moon. I do plan on ranking my music skills as well, because you can actually use what's called MML in order to play music. And I have quite a lot of MMLs that I've both downloaded, like saved from other people, as well as ones that I've made myself, so that'll be fun. I might do a stream where I play, like, I don't know, Vocaloid music in game or something if that would be something you'd all be interested in. But of course, in order to do that, I would need to rank my composing and playing instrument skills high enough. So that'll probably be quite a bit in the future. Music is expensive. Anyway, so this is the church. And this is Endelion. She's a nun. Inside the church, there's also a pastor. But this isn't the main church. I believe the main cathedral is based... There's a main cathedral in the capital city, which is Tara, which is where the Church of Limelark is based. But there's also another cathedral in Emain Maka. We'll see all of this, you know, as I stream. Okay, let's talk to Endelion. An elegant young woman in a simple black dress of a Limelark priestess stands in front of the church. Oh, hello, Lacri. That's your name, right? Chief Duncan sent word that you'd be coming. Endelion smiles and bows slightly. We're a bit short-handed, which is why I asked for you. This task should be easy, so there's no need to get nervous. On the church's right side are a bunch of hens running around. Could you please gather an egg from one of them? Left-click on any hen to gather an egg. Your hands must be empty. I'm not sure if you have secondary weapons already, but you can swap weapon sets by tapping the tilde key. Yep. Alright. So let's swap. Just so you know, there's also cooking in this game, as well as egg gathering, milking, and sheep shearing skills. I have yet to find a game that is quite as in-depth as this one, which is why I love it so much. Also, a fun little story. One of my friends that I know from way back, we played Mabinogi. I actually introduced them to Mabinogi many years ago. But the first thing they did when they got to this quest is attempt to gather an egg from a rooster, and I've never let them live that down. They're like, why isn't it working? My hands are empty. You know, because yeah. Catholicism? It's actually, well, I mean, obviously it's based off of it, but it's actually not. Religion in this game is actually not monotheistic. It's polytheistic. Limelark is the god of love, and he is kind of the main religion that majority of people in Ulad worship. And through Limelark churches and doing part-time jobs for the church, you can gain holy water, which blesses your equipment and such, which protect them from damage and in case you drop them when you're dead and such. Farm and cooking sim? Technically you can't. Oh, oops, the person I was talking about who attempted to gather an egg from a rooster is here. Hello, Dan. Anyway, but yes. Technically speaking, you can also run your own farm. There's two types of farming. One where you actually rent a farm plot land and then you have to take care of it, which is quite expensive, but also profitable. And the other one is a homestead, which everybody gets a homestead. I just haven't gotten one yet because I'm too much of a baby on this account. Anyway, let's collect some eggs. Not from this hen that's about to move. There's also a... I got a VIP coin exchange coupon instead of an egg. This event. Anyway, I need an egg. Stop moving. The chicken got away with its egg. As you can see here, there's the egg gathering skill. The time it takes to gather an egg, as well as the chance to get double eggs and such, increase depending on how much you rank this. Let's do that. I'm also going to rank counterattack because I can. there's not much benefit in fully training a skill before ranking it, in my opinion. So... The chicken got away with her coupon. Yeah. Literally. Chicken just picks up its egg and walks, huh? Yeah. I'm in the middle of reaching under the hen to grab it, and then it just, no. Also, another interesting thing is certain mobs tend to attack each other. Wolves tend to attack sheep, and then dogs nearby will attack those wolves. Foxes tend to attack chickens. It's really funny watching a hen or a rooster beat up a fox, though. Alright. Endelian smiles gently when you hand her the egg. You must have a soft touch to get this so quickly. Take this vial of holy water to help you on your travels. You may want to use it on an item before you fall in battle, so you don't chance losing it. You're welcome to take a part-time job here again if you require more holy water. Ask me about it when we speak again if you're interested. Endelian's eyes light up. You should be able to complete the quest now. Just head back to Chief Duncan. May the blessings of Limelark be with you. So I'm not sure if you're curious, but we can go inside the church and look. This is Mevin, who as you can see here, this symbol is the symbol of Limelark. Alright. Alright, we gotta go back to Duncan. Oh, you can also click on the mini-map if you want to go automatically, but if you get stuck on anything, you'll be stuck. Ah, you're here, Lacry. I hope Endelion is doing well. Oh, while you're here, take the opportunity to learn more about life skills. Ah yes, I called you here for another reason. Do you happen to know Tin? Tin left this with me so I could tell you something important. He'd like you to use this to teleport somewhere he created. To use the item, right-click, then click the use button, or you can left-click the item while holding down control. Okay, so with Tin's magic stone, we'll be transported to a mission where we can actually try out all of the different combat talents. So I can show you what I mean by the pupper tray now. Okay, just give me one moment. Alright, there we go. I have to refresh chat every so often. Oh hey Lacry, it's been a while. Hope you've been okay. Hey, remember that time when you could barely beat a few raccoons? You're looking a bit tougher these days, huh? I'm here to fill you in on talents. As you might already know, there are lots of different ways to spend time in Erin. You can be a sword-wielding warrior, a bard playing tunes in a town square, or use a bow, dual gun, magic, or even alchemy. Picking a talent will determine how you grow. You'll gain bonuses to stats that fit your active talent, and those can help you train your skills. Each race has its pros and cons, though since you're a human, you can learn any talent. Pick whatever you want. Oh, by the way, I changed your stats. Don't get too excited, think of this as a dream. Once you wake up by going back, you'll be back to normal. Head along the path down the hill to meet the talent guides. They'll let you try out various talents. Just speak with any talent guide you're interested in. If you don't want to, then just talk to me again. But this is a rare opportunity to test out talents. You can change talents on Rebirth, but Rebirth is limited. Talk to me again once you're finished. Alright, are you all excited? I haven't quite decided on what I want to go for talent-wise yet. I might just go the standard close combat for now, because these basic skills are very important no matter what, essentially. But I might as well go through all of them for you all, I suppose. The close combat talent focuses on rushing boldly into the fray. It emphasizes the use of swords, blunt weapons, axes, and shields. This is a great starting talent to learn the basics of battle. Alright, let's do free play because I know how to use skills. Alright, so we got a sword. Alright, let's check our skills. Okay, they didn't give us all of them, but this is like the basics. So obviously there's the normal attack, and then there's defense. Hit me. Hit me. No? Then I'll use smash. There's also counterattack, which doesn't matter because they're not gonna hit me. I guess they're just gonna stand there. Windmill, which hits in a radius. Rage impact, which also hits in a radius. And then bash, which I actually prefer to put this on F2 and assault slash on F1. So bash increases damage the more you use it. So you bash them, and then you bash them again, and then you bash them again, and then you bash them again, and then I'm full bash. Then you just keep. And then you just keep. Yeah. So as you can see with bash, there's a bar at the bottom where you have to use it again in a certain amount of time in order to reset it so that you can keep your maximum damage. So as you can see, when you're on 5 stacks, you have 200% damage. And it also like stuns the enemy, so... But if they have things like... There's also skills that some monsters have, which is like heavy stander, which prevents them from getting stunned occasionally from physical attacks. And then there's... I think it's called Mana Stander. I don't remember what it's called, but there's another one for magic as well. So it doesn't always... Bash more like darkness, what's up with that effects? I mean, isn't it a nice skill to use if you're planning to look edgy? So close combat is pretty boring, but it's also involved with a lot of different kinds of weapons. This is a one-handed weapon, and as a human, you can actually dual wield. So if you have 2 one-handed weapons, you can have a weapon in each hand, which makes you, you know, twirl around, smash, like hit, 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 hit. Usually it ends up giving you 6 hits instead of the standard 3, although it depends on what weapons you're using, obviously. Humans can also use 2-handed weapons, like they said, axes, blunt weapons. They can actually also use lances, although lance combat is quite complicated, and I've never actually done that properly. You bash it again and again and that made I'm glad. Mana deflector. Ah, thank you. That's what it was. I was like, oh, I didn't read it. Oh well. Hang on. The magic talent focuses on the essence and use of mana. It emphasizes casting powerful magic on enemies from afar and dealing damage over a wide area. It takes effort and time to learn powerful, intermediate, and advanced magic. Okay. Oh, we got a sin staff. That's an interesting one to give. Okay. So there's still more. Magic is quite involved as well. There's actually a theory of magic in this game. So the 3 basic elements are ice, lightning / electricity, and fire. And each element has different properties. Generally, anything that can be charged charges up to 5 times. There's something about the number of charges. I think it has to do with the amount of concentration you can put into the mana, or something of some such. So, ice magic, this ice bolt, the more you charge it, the more bolts you have to use. Up to 5, like I said. Keep in mind that if you're using magic, if you get hit, then you lose your concentration, so you lose your charges. But as you can see, you can just smack. Ice Bolt is quite a standard one for people to rank even if they're using close combat, because it's nice to interrupt enemies at a range. So if for example they're rushing towards you with the smash or something, you can interrupt them or some such. I personally am more of a fan of lightning. So lightning is quite the damage varies from 3 to 52. So it's very wild, I suppose you could say. As for charging wise, lightning spreads. So the more you charge it, the more it spreads to other enemies nearby. And you only get one shot with them. As you can see, it hit all 3 of the dummies here. Firebolt is quite a bit slower to charge compared to the others, although you can't really tell a difference at rank D here. But the thing about fire is that it knocks down enemies, and with Firebolt you get one shot as well, but the more you charge it, the stronger the impact is and the more damage you deal. And then there are advanced versions of them, which they're Ice Spear, Thunder, and Fireball, which you will not be able to use immediately and will require a lot of suffering in order to get. But once you get them, they're very useful. These are intermediate magics, so in order to get them, you have to basically get them one by one. You have to collect all the pages for their respective books, which are a chance drop from specific mobs, which I highly recommend checking the Mabinogi World Wiki in order to see which ones drop which. Ice Spear is quite useful. For the intermediate magics, Ice Spear you don't have to charge all the way, I don't believe. Neither do Thunder. Fireball you do, I believe. It's been a while since I played, but as you can see, Ice Spear fires in a straight line and it freezes enemies. And when it's unfrozen, they get hurt and knocked back. But if the Ice Spear causes it to die, then the explosion also freezes enemies around the dead enemy. So ideally, you could wipe out an entire room with one Ice Spear, as long as you're kind of lucky with placement and with killing them in one blow. Thunder, I really like, but a lot of enemies have Thunder, and it causes me lots of pain. It causes me lots of pain being on the end of the Thunder Strike. So Thunder focuses on one enemy, but if other enemies are close enough around, they also get affected. And as you can see, it strikes one. Well, right, and then the more you charge it, the more it spreads as per electricity. But as you can see, it hits once, and then it hits multiple times. So imagine that you're trying to run towards a big boss, and you're trying to hit it, but then it charges Thunder in like 2 seconds, and then it hits you with Thunder, and then you get your half of your health gets down, and then you're trying to heal, but then you get hit by 3 more consecutive bolts afterwards. Anyway, moving on. Moving on, Fireball. This is a very slow magic, but it fires in an area of effect. As you can see. It's basically like a giant cannon or a bomb. There's also other things like Spellwalk and Snapcast, but those are not necessary to know about for now. Okay. Battle Alchemy is a talent in which you use cylinders for combat. You can spend crystals to perform alchemy. Thunder Pain, yeah. Okay. So like they said, Battle Alchemy has to use crystals, which are these things, and cylinders. So you know how I said magic has 3 elements? Alchemy actually works on a completely different system that has 4 elements: water, fire, wind, and earth. And then you use a varying combination of crystals in order to attack. I do not recommend Battle Alchemy for beginners because it's quite finicky. It's very strong once you get to high ranks, but for starting out, it's kind of hard to use. Now, water, unlike its similar neighbor ice, does not fire multiple. It fires one shot. At least water cannon does. And the more you charge it, the more strong it gets. And of course, the more crystals you use. Wind Blast charges quickly, as you can see, and knocks the enemy backwards. So it's good for if an enemy's rushing towards you. Sandburst blinds an enemy, so it decreases, as you can see. It's been blinded. I mean, not like it had eyes, but, you know. And then Flame Burst attacks in a stream. Obviously, the more you charge it, the stronger it gets. So if you happen to have someone lined up, as you can see, like that. They only gave us the basic 4, but there's plenty of other as well. But some alchemy skills fall under Construct Alchemy instead of Battle Alchemy, which is a different talent altogether. For example, there's one alchemy skill, which is Barrier Spikes, which lets you set up barrier spikes in front of you, which you can fire alchemy and arrows and I believe magic over, but it's a physical barrier, so you can also summon a golem with alchemy as well, and you can also summon rain clouds to make it rain, which is helpful for production, etc., etc. So alchemy is really 2 talents at once where you have to kind of put your efforts into. It's also quite expensive in terms of crystals, I suppose, but not as bad as, you know, some other life skills and music, especially. Martial arts is pretty funny, in my opinion. Okay. The martial arts talent unites mind and body, encouraging strength in both. It emphasizes bare-knuckle fighting. With martial arts as your active talent, you'll gain will more quickly. You'll also earn more XP for martial arts skills. Yes, so martial arts weapons are knuckles. So, you know, you get to punch things and kick things. It's also very flashy and dramatic. Is the best way I can put it. Hang on. Where is it? Fighter. Oh, fighter. You do combos and such. Okay, so for example, you do charging strike, and then from there, F1 or F2, you do that, or that. This increases HP and stamina regen. Let's see. Another combo. Go forward. You kick them in the face. And then... oh, your target is resistant to takedowns. Hang on, let me find a fox. Oh, you can also Okay, I don't know why I went sideways there. But usually you can flip backwards. Again, I don't know why I went sideways, but I hope these brown foxes won't die immediately. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now F2. As you can see. It's very flashy. There you go. Now he flipped properly. Martial arts is all I've ever needed. That poor fox. Well, you know. Sometimes your existence is just to be beaten up by a random newbie in purple and blue clothing that completely clashes with his hair color. Yes. And also this skill, which you charge it, which then you jab them right in the hip. But martial arts is quite good for a beginner as well, because it's very straightforward and not very complicated to use. What did that fox ever do to you? The truth is, that fox, that fox is the reason why the fox is the reason why I am alone in this world. My parents went to the forest one day, and then that fox bit them right in the ass. And then they died from infection. That's a joke. That's not part of my lore. Anyway. The music talent focuses on playing instruments and composing new songs. In combat, it emphasizes granting buffs to allies. You can use skills to temporarily raise an ally's stats or disrupt enemies. A horde of foxes pushed your mother off a cliff just like Cruella movie. Yes, that is exactly what happened. And the leader was that fox in particular. So, chess. Have you ever seen a game let you do this? Oh, thank you for subscribing. I'm glad you enjoyed that fox tirade enough to subscribe. Am I going to be known as the Foxman now? I don't know how to feel about this. Anyway. So there's playing instrument, obviously. Ow. You don't play perfectly every time, though. You do make mistakes. Like that note, that's not supposed to be there. Oh, thank you for subscribing, Amber. I hope you're all enjoying the stream. Okay, so there's various buffs. First is Battlefield Overture, which increases damage. They also have their own, like, sets of default songs. But if you're holding a score scroll in your left hand, then it'll play the score instead. So anybody in your party will be affected by this buff as long as they're within, you know, about a room's length away from you. So within earshot, essentially. The second is Enduring Melody, which increases defense and regen. How can I not subscribe after that serenade? Thank you. The cookie run gif, yes. I did say I will be streaming Cookie Run Oven Break in the future, so Lacrimosa Cookie is there. If you do use a buff skill though, you won't make mistakes in your playing, which is very nice for if you have very low playing instruments skill. Alright. Lullaby is quite a useful one because any enemy within it, as long as it gets within the range, as long as it's affected by it, will fall asleep. And it causes quite a few funny things to happen because sometimes they'll fall asleep in the middle of a combat animation. So they'll be flying in the air and they fall asleep, so they're just stuck frozen in the air for like a few seconds. The caveat is an enemy can only really be lulled to sleep once. But as the skill as a concept is quite funny to me because imagine there's a giant, I don't know, something. Imagine there's a giant fox running towards you and attempting to murder you, and it's staring you down, and then you play a little jig and it falls asleep right in front of your face. Anyway, moving on. The next is Harvest Song, which greatly helps when you're trying to gather stuff or produce stuff. It's essentially for life skills. Happy Birthday to You is among the many Harvest Song default songs. As you can see, you're gathering success rate, your production success rate, gathering speed, etc. Alright. Next is March Song, which increases movement speed, which is very helpful if you're doing anything that requires you to run. Next is Vivace, which increases charging speed, as you can see here. And then, if you're using a music skill, you can use Encore. Yay! Which resets the cooldowns for all of these. Fantastic Chorus gives you a chorus when you use this skill. That's not the only thing it does though. Depending on which skill you use, you either get a red chorus here or a green chorus, which gives different effects for allies within range. And now, the one that you've all been waiting for, Discord. There you go. Like I said, it's kind of OP. But it's also the only actual damage dealing skill that bards have, so I think it's fair. Although there are some enemies that are bards that will use Discord on you, and in that case you will cry. Discord best skill, yeah. Alright, puppetry. I think, who was the one who was interested in this? Amber, I think? The puppetry talent allows a puppeteer and puppet to act as one. With it, you'll use the Pierrot and Colossus marionettes to defeat enemies. It may be hard at first, but it'll feel natural with practice. I was never very good at puppetry. It's also quite slow to rank in my opinion. Let me show you. Okay, so first of all, you use these control bars, right? You get the wire pull and puppet snare if you don't have a puppet out. So wire pull. Oh, these okay. Normally when that happens, they'll be flying off in the air, but these dummies are fixed. Anyway, and then there's puppet snare. There you go. Which are they're quite useful skills on their own. Okay, I personally like Pierrot Marionette, so I'll show you Colossus first. This is the basic Colossus Marionette. The more you rank the Colossus Marionette skill, the better looking it will be. There's also items that let you change the look of the puppet. It's a big boy. But other than that, there's really not that much difference between the two types of puppets. Isn't it a cool concept? When it was first released, it was so good. Also, the NPC that's basically the master of puppetry is very handsome. The eyes that Lacri, the character, have is actually his eyes, except in gold. His outfit is also very handsome. He's just handsome in general. Okay. So now I'll show you the Pierrot Marionette. Like I said, it looks like a little girl. Like a little girl doll. It's very small. Look at her. Okay. So, the various skills are named Act 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So let's start with Inciting Incident. Okay. And then, where is it? Threshold Cutter. Rising Action. Does a sweep around, which is very nice. That one's very useful in my opinion. Crisis. So this one requires, you know, a moment charge up, and then it, as you can see. I can't believe Lacri simps over a puppeteer live on stream. I mean, you'll understand if you see him. He's very simpable, okay? I'm sorry if this betrays your expectations of me, but I may look refined, but I'm also very gay, so anyway. And then Climactic Crush. Oh, I don't know how to use, oh shoot, this is a charge one, isn't it? I haven't used puppetry in forever. Okay, so you charge up and then look at him go. But this does make you lose connection. So you can connect and disconnect with the puppet. Generally speaking, while you're connected to the puppet, enemies will aggro on the puppet instead of you. But sometimes it might be useful to use wire pull, for example, and then connect again, and then attack. Such things like this. Anyway, puppetry is very unique. It's just kind of hard to use, in my opinion. It's just not my playstyle. Lance combat is not my playstyle either. It's under the same close combat tree, but it works. You have to keep your distance, and you have to judge distances a lot, which I can't do very well. Okay, the Lance combat talent focuses on thrusts and charges with lances during battle. Lancers are fighters who continue to advance despite poor odds. You'll need to keep your distance from the target with this talent. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Alright. So this is a lance. It's very big. Very big and pointy. As you can see, you can only really attack from this range. If you get too close, you can't really attack because it's very big. Okay, so if you go away, do a lance charge. There's also a lance counter, but they're not going to attack me, so I can't really show you. But unlike normal counter, you can't just have it indefinitely. And then I believe there's others. I'm not sure if there's other skills or not, but overall, in my opinion, quite underwhelming, but I mean, it is kind of fun to rush towards it and stab it. Dual guns are also flashy. Let me switch to the dual gun section. The gunslinging talent transforms Chilean mana bullets into powerful projectiles and then uses those mana bullets in battles. While gunslinging is your active talent, you'll gain HP and gunslinger skill attack more quickly. You'll also earn more XP for gunslinger skills. As you can see, it is quite, the poses are quite, yes. Okay, reload. That lance looks ridiculous because of the size. It really does. Alright. So, I gotta say though, dual guns does make you look a little kind of handsome. Even if it's a little bit flashy. Little gun dance, yes. Okay. Guns are quite fun, in my opinion. Okay, so first there's grapple shot, which moves you closer, and then flash launcher, which launches them into the air, except these dummies can't be launched into the air, which is the issue. But normally they would be blasted off by that. Bullet slide, which gives them distance, as you can see, which you can just go right back. And then the fun ones. So the fun ones are, first off, shooting rush. So, as you can see, there's red arrows above the targets that you're going to hit. Shooting rush makes you go in the direction where your mouse is pointing. Again, very flashy. Kind of looks like you're in the Matrix or something. I mean, I guess there's this one. Oh, there you go. There you go. Most of them are fixed, though. I guess because it's easier to test out the skills that way. Anyway, and then the other one is Bullet Storm, which is really funny, in my opinion, because of this. Unless he's just going to do this forever. I apologize for my poor sense of humor, but this is just hilarious to me every time. Anyway. And then Way of the Gun makes you use infinite bullets for a short time and also resets the cooldown from a minute, etc. But then you also have to, yeah, you go back to 0 bullets here and then you have to reload. So dual guns are quite fun and good for beginners as well. The only issue is the equipment that you're using is part of Chilean engineering, which is endgame content, endgame life skills. But if you're just going to be using the guns, it's not hard to find, you know, people, like other players, selling bullets, or even the NPC shops selling bullets or crafted guns and such. So it's not really that big of a issue. And then the final one is the cringiest talent of them all, the ninja talent, which the ninja talent boasts lightweight moves and swift attacks. It emphasizes the use of secret weapons, spirit-based skills, and clever surprises during combat. While ninja is your active talent, you'll gain strength and will more quickly. So it's actually quite good to rank your ninja talent if you're a close combat main anyway, but just help me. That's not to say that the ninja skill is bad, it's just help. Ninja skills are good for crowd control though, like hitting multiple targets at once. Alright. Now you can also be Naruto. The new season of Naruto looks great. Naruto real. Yeah. Okay, so that's the basic attack for them. Shuriken charge. Oops, I forgot that's also a charging up thing. It kind of looks like... Well, anyway. There you go. Kunai Storm. That attacks in the area around, as you could probably guess from the circle. Shadow Bind. Explosive Kunai, which you can just shoop. And then when they walk into the circle, it'll explode. Or you could just put it directly under their feet, but you know. Smoke Screen. Gives them a little thing there. Decreases defense and protection. And then, the most weeb one of all. Hang on, it's... Sorry. It does look pretty though. It's a Sakura Abyss. It's literally just Naruto. Yeah, it is. It is. It's literally just Naruto. Oh yeah, and then the Shadow Cloak, which, you know, you go invisible, which is nice, and you go quickly. But yeah, oh yeah, okay, one last one. I actually really like this one, especially because it uses chains, which are actually whips. It uses a different system than mana, or it uses Dorka instead, which is, if you go through the chain/talent, they'll explain all the lore and stuff about Dorka. The timeout hand pose kills me. Alright. Chain Slash is one of my favorites. So this is the Dorka Gauge here. You can actually make it small and then move it. Usually I like to keep it up here, but I'll just keep it here just for visual sake. As you can see, I can now whip you with my chain blade. Oh, did I say you? I meant the enemy. Sorry. Let's see. So there's a lot of different skills for them. I never did manage to get the other ones because of the Pico Abyss quest. But anyway, so when you attack enemies normally, you'll gain Dorka from them, which is kind of like the power of darkness, essentially. As you can see, the Dorka gauge down here is filling up. And then you use that accumulated Dorka in order to use your skills. What? Don't, why are you call, what? I didn't say anything. Anyway, first is similar to Smash. It's Chain Impale, except it doesn't knock back the opponents, so you can just kind of keep spamming Chain Impale, and then they'll keep, you know, cringing in pain, which is nice. Anchor Rush lets you Mew up to 5 meters away, I believe? Depending on your, depending on the rank of the skill. But it's good for getting out of situations where you're kind of being stun locked. Raging Spike, you just kind of, you know, go on a whipping rampage, which is quite similar, as you can see, to the dual guns skill. It's one of the skills that's kind of hard to get though, because of the associated quests that you need to do in order to get it. Death Mark, mark an enemy for death. Pretty self-explanatory. And then damage is increased to that enemy. That's a fixed dummy, so it didn't move. Hang on. Alright, Spinning Slasher. There you go. You grab him, and then you spin like a Beyblade. Chain Crush is... Oh. I need more Dorka. One moment. Come on. Okay. Okay, Chain Crush is useful for one-on-one encounters. Oh, that one's, again, a fixed dummy. Hang on. There you go. Oh. As you can see, it launches it in the air, and then it smacks it down. So if you want to make sure you keep your distance so you're not gonna get attacked, and it's like one enemy, for example, a boss or something, that's quite useful, but I believe that skill is also affected by Heavy Stander. Chain Sweep is extremely useful. Because it does that. It's an area of effect skill, but you can also go pretty far away with it. So even if you're like this distance away, you'll attack them, and then you go right back to the spot where you started from. It's very good for crowd control and quickly clearing out a room. Dorka conversion lowers your health, but gives you Dorka. Chain Burst. It mostly just helps. It increases the skill damage, as you can see. Increases stun duration, effect duration, etc. And that's about it. The rest are passives that are just about gaining Dorka, your Chain Blade mastery skill, etc. So yeah, that took a lot more time than I was expecting, but then again, we did quite thoroughly go through every single battle talent, so I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. But that's all of the combat talents for now. What do you think? What's everybody's favorite? I'll probably go with either chain slash or close combat, but if anybody else is interested in me going through with another skill set first, then I'll definitely consider it. For now, though, let's go back to the real world. I'm actually curious what everybody's favorite combat talent is. Ah yes, back to the real Lacri, who only has 78 HP and 53 stamina. I still really like puppetry, but do what you want. The chain one is cool too. I mean, that's fair. I haven't actually gone through puppetry very detailed, so that would be a new experience for me, which might be interesting to do. Oh, you've returned. Did you learn many things about talents? You probably know this already, but every time a Miletian rebirths, they can choose an active talent. Oh, and there's another person who's wanted to see you. Come back and we'll talk more after. Oh, hey! Okay, so this is the Soul stream. You didn't get to see it because I had to skip this so that I could actually, you know, check my options and settings for the stream. I'm not sure what to go with. There's a lot of options, to be fair. But yeah, this is the Soul stream. As you can see, there's the owls that drop off the quests for us. And then this is Nell, the only woman in the game with chest physics. I'm sorry, I keep mentioning your chest now. Hello, Lacri. I'm sorry if I startled you. I called you here to clarify a few things. You see, that rumor he heard is quite true. Miletians like yourself have a gift, the ability to rebirth. What is rebirth? Okay. Where are the benefits? Rebirthing may seem strange at first. After rebirthing, your level will reset, but your AP, skill ranks, and items will remain. You can change your appearance, age, and even your active talent if you want. One of the most beneficial aspects, though, is that you gain ability points quickly while you're at a lower level. Because of that, rebirth can be thought of as a shortcut to becoming more powerful. Think of them as opportunities for power. I mostly explained all of this earlier, but we might as well listen to her. In exchange for improving your stats at a faster rate, your character and exploration levels will reset back to 1. As mentioned, you can also change your appearance, age, or talent. Take the opportunity to try a different look or explore new skills. In addition to your AP, skill ranks, and inventory, your titles and guild associations all remain exactly the same when you rebirth. It's a great benefit overall. You must wait a certain amount of time after your character has rebirthed before you can rebirth again. For most players, that amount is 7 days, but new players don't have to wait as long. To visit me for rebirth or to ask questions, select your character at the character selection screen, then click rebirth or tap C, rebirth, etc. You'll need time to recover after rebirth, though I have heard tales of a Miletian potion that lets you recover instantly. Hero talents are special in that they combine the skills of multiple talents into one. They even offer advanced skills specific to each hero. Though you'll have access to a broad range of skills, you'll have to train more to master the talent. They are recommended for experienced adventurers. In fact, there are prerequisites you must meet before you can even access hero talents. So those are related to, what are they called? The Vates, I believe? Is that what they're called? Anyway, there's specific, like, quite famous NPCs. For example, Merlin combines martial arts with magic. He's a druid, I believe. Anyway, oh, let's see. Oh, that's weird. Sorry, Amber, I'm not sure why Streamlabs timed you out for 1 second for foul language when you didn't even say anything, but you know, it happens. My apologies. I know. I don't know why. You know, bots are not the most intelligent of existences. Let's give it a try, shall we? Let's rebirth. I'm evil, yeah. Yeah. As you can see, you can change your gender as well. Oh, female Lacry does not look good. Anyway, this is baby Lacry with his head still the same size as he would be when he's an adult. As you can see, it goes from 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and oh, 17. Okay, yeah, 17, and then 18 is a week later. So you can change. You can also click to keep your equipped equipment, so it doesn't change you back to these beginner clothes every time you rebirth. Generally speaking, it's not worth it to rebirth if you're only level 5, but this is part of the tutorial, so... you can also change your hairstyle and everything. As you can see, these hairstyles with the P at the end, in the little corner here, you can only switch to them if you have pawn, which is another currency. Sometimes they give them out in events, but generally speaking, you need to pay real money for them. But here's a little tip. If you make a character for the first time, like you're starting a new one, even if you see little pop-ups that say this is a premium choice or whatever, you can still select pawn items, which is why he has this hairstyle despite it being a pawn hairstyle. Female Lacry is nightmare. I mean, I'm sure it would be better if, you know, he didn't have that horrid haircut, but, you know. So yeah, like I said, the eyes that he's using as well, it's Hugh's eyes. They're also a pawn option, but you can select them if you first create the character. Variety of skin tones, hair colors, eye colors, etc. Mouths. I usually just go for small lips because I don't like any of the other options. Any of the yeah. Small lips are the best. Okay, as you can see, here are the talents that you can pick. Glyph writing is new. I haven't done it before, but I'm not gonna pick it because he's probably not nearly as strong enough to even consider that. Combat talents are here, like we all went through these. These are the life talents. You can't pick adventure yet, but the skills that are under the adventure category are fishing, campfire, etc. I forget exactly. Mercantile is the commerce system I mentioned earlier. You start off with a backpack, and then you have to run all the way between cities to make profits, but you can purchase better transportation as you go and such. You can also literally hit enemies with your money as a merchant. You know, in case you wanted to throw your money at your enemies. This is all nightmare. Yeah. Holy arts is exactly what you imagine it to be. Party healing, first aid, the various magical shields, healing, and then the meditation and magic mastery, which is common for most magic. You might have noticed this, but life skills tend to be yellow. Life skills are yellow, magic skills are blue, combat skills are red, orange-ish. Alchemy is this gradient of yellow and red. Gunslinger is the gradient of blue and purple. Chain slash is this other blue and purple gradient that goes the other way around. Oh no, it doesn't. It's just darker. Anyway, music is pink, martial arts is gray, puppetry is this green and blue gradient, etc., etc. Cooking, of course, it has cooking, egg gathering, mushroom gathering, milking, harvesting, hoeing, winemaking, production mastery. Smithing has metallurgy, mining, blacksmithing, refining, production mastery. Tailoring, sheep shearing, weaving. Medicine has herbalism, potion making. Carpentry is, carpentry, handicraft. Pet training is new. Well, relatively new. You basically use... it's very cute. But it's also not really for... It's a pretty much an endgame talent to... but it's very cute. That's all I can really say. It has to do with Finny gems, essentially fairies, and pets and such. But it's very involved with Hillwind Engineering and Magicraft, which are both endgame things. You hit that skill for farming, the one that the bot will mute you for. Yeah. I mean, if you get it to rank 1, I think you can get the title Lacri, the Master of Hoeing, or something like that. I'm not sure, but you know how it is with farms. Completely innocent. I don't know why the bot would mute something like that, but yes. Yeah, glyph writing is also, this is literally new. I think it was only implemented in the past couple weeks, the past month. I don't know anything about glyph writing. Don't ask me. I've never tried it. But essentially what I heard is you draw and then it makes buffs or debuffs. It's pretty good for increasing, I think, your magic skills. Anyway, any talent is worth ranking just for the stats itself. These are the hero talents that they're talking about. So yeah, Merlin, he's a famous mage, druid, martial arts. Starlet is an idol, essentially. Professor J is an alchemist. Culinary artist is a culinary artist. Treasure hunter, he deals with exploration and dual guns. But yes, sure, why not? Why not start with puppetry? I'll suffer, but we do get to do the Hugh questline then, and you can see the puppeteer that I simp over. So. May your new life bring you as much joy as the last. No matter how much your appearance changes, I'll always be able to see the soul within. Come back anytime you want to rebirth again. See you soon. Imagine your parents call you culinary artist or treasure hunter. I know. Treasure hunter does have a name. I forget what it is though, but it's in a later generation. The generation, aka the lore, the main quest line that involves Treasure Hunter and Merlin is so funny. It's so funny. But in order to understand what's going on, you kind of need context from all the other generations beforehand, so we won't get to that until a while later. Okay. Let's see, we got Orange Wings of the Goddess to the Metallurgy site. That's probably from the event. We got the Style tab. What skills do I have? These two have to do with your level. Critical hit is important to get, but I don't have it. And then, still going here. Welcome back, Lacry. You now have a talent. I didn't notice what you were wearing when you came, but if it's changed, you can check your inventory for your old outfit. These things happen sometimes. And let's see, after you choose a talent, Tin should have given you... Yes, that. Congratulations. Now that you're properly outfitted, things should be much simpler. Also, I have a few final gifts for you. Did you know you need a character card to create a character? Since this is the first character on your account, please take 6. With these, you'll be able to create other characters. You can view them in the character select screen later. Here's a tip as well, you can also get a free elf and a free giant character card if you play as a human, which is why I recommend most people to start off as a human character, and then you can decide to play as an elf or a giant later on. You can't change your current character's race though, unfortunately. Look at all of these events. Okay. Oh dear. There's a lot. General Shop. Duncan. Evan. Festia. Evan. Duncan. Okay. So that means we get to watch you run all the gens? Yeah, basically. It'll probably take a while for me, but I will run all the gens. Fair warning, in Gen 1, you're going to hear me complain about Morrigan a lot because I kind of hate her. I simp for Keycole, which is not a good thing because he's the enemy, but... you know. Oh, hello, how are you? Have you gotten used to this place yet? Ah yes, I called you here for a reason. Now see, the Ulaud continent isn't what it used to be. The formers that are sealed inside the dungeons, they're constantly looking for an opportunity to escape. Our once peaceful prairies are filled with enraged beasts, threatening decent folk as foamers scheme to take over our lands. I don't know much about our history with elves or giants, but now isn't the time for infighting, it's time to unite. In any case, I'm glad you're here to stand with us. Hopefully, a sensible young adventurer like you will end this madness. Ugh! Speaking of which, there she is! Morrigan. Can you hear me? Is Keycole's best girl? Yeah, so you can hear me. I know this is a difficult request, but please come to this world. Tir Nanog is in great danger. Okay, so that's the start of Gen 1. I won't start on that this stream. We have been going for a while simply because it took a while for the tutorial. We're still in the tutorial actually. But I will have a stream where I go through a lot of it. It is in the works. Let's see. Oh, wonderful, I got an egg. Oh yeah, by the way, if you have eggs in your inventory and you get knocked over, they might break and become useless, so be careful. We also got a floofy broom whistle. What should we name the floofy broom? It's a broom that's floofy and has Lorna and Pan on it. Please send in chat suggestions for her name, and I'll hold off on actually using it for now. We also get a horse and an eagle later, so please think about names for them as well. Meanwhile, what else do you want? I've been hearing a lot about you these days, Lacry. I thought you could use a little tip. Everyone's been talking about how impressive your skills are as a warrior. You're the type of person who always goes above and beyond. But there's only so much you can accomplish with strength alone. A good personality, knowledge of the arts, proficiency in the kitchen, it's always a good idea to learn a little bit of everything. Sometimes you'll need some cooking prowess or artistic knowledge to get you through a pinch. A sword only takes you so far. You can open the character info window to check your renown. You can also see how valuable specific skills are to certain people. It even shows their opinion of you. If you want to improve your renown with someone specific, you'll have to master the skill that's most important to that person. So if you play a lot of instruments, then you'll have more renown among those who greatly value music. Doggo. Doggo. Cute doggo. Look at the cute doggo. Sorry, I got distracted. When you have high renown with someone, they'll go out of their way to help you on your adventure. They may even help develop your skills further. They may even try to help you with the skills you've developed. If you want to see what kind of help a person can provide, check out the renown section of the character info window. I hope you gain lots of renown on your journey. Alright, so what he's talking about is here. This is mostly has to do with music, because the renown system was only introduced with Music Q, I believe. It was a rework of music skills. They added some stuff. Adern is a blacksmith, so you gain renown with him for, as you can see, carpentry, magic craft, hillwind engineering, finny crafting, tailoring, blacksmith, etc. And then Eluned likes food and bandages. She's a noble, and and construct alchemy, etc. It's not really something that you need to focus on as a beginner, though. You can basically just ignore it and it's fine. You should name it like the candle smell. Do you have a favorite candle scent? Actually, not really. I don't actually, funnily enough, even though my aspect is candle, it doesn't necessarily have to do with actual candles. It's more the mortal candle, which I might explain later on in a potential lore video. But I don't have candles in my house because of my 2 cats. I don't want their tails to accidentally catch on fire. You know how they are. I do like the vanilla scent, but it's usually they're very strong. Pine scent is also nice, but again, cats, they do not like pine. Just to give you an idea of what the broom looks like, it's literally a broom, except the brush part looks like a fluffy sheep wool, like a cloud, and it's dark gray / black, like the color of Pan's fur. And then on the handle, there's like a little there's 2 little dolls on the handle that look like Lorna and Pan sitting next to each other. And then the little part that ties it together is blue. But yeah, if I had to choose, I would say I like pine scented candles the best. So this is good. Let's see. Vestia, Evan, Walter. So there's 3 that need to go to Dunbarton. But we'll do that with Blanid, I believe. First, we should go talk to the strange cat. This is Duncan's house.
Meow. Good to see you, Meow. Wait, are you empty-handed? Meow. I know it wasn't an official request, but I'm still disappointed, Meow. I thought better of you. You still have ways to go. But I understand. During your adventure, there'll be times when you can't find any hints and get stuck, Meow. When you do get stuck, I bet it's very frustrating, Meow. So here's a tip for when that happens. Of course, I know you are very capable on your own, Lacry, but here you are just in case, Meow. First, open your quest window, then you'll find the button Help at the top right, meow. Here you can request help from altruists on your current quests, meow. Once a request is sent, someone will Shazam! And appear to help you. Go on then, try the altruism quest board, meow. Meow! I hope you have a wonderful adventure. Good luck, meow.
I hope you enjoyed that. What is that portrait? This is the weird cat, aka Dev Cat. That's all there is to it. Okay. Alter. We can do Festia, I suppose. Let me show you Festia. Also, I know we've been going for 2.5 hours already, but I'm fine to keep going. I don't know about all of you. I'll probably end stream once my mother gets home, which I presume will be around 6:30, but might be a little bit earlier. So we'll have another good half hour, an hour. Let's see. Okay, so in the character info tab, character info thing that you can open up with C, or you can just click here, there's a Festia tab, and if you click enter, you'll be transported to Festia. Wait for it to load. There we go. Oh, lagged for a moment there. This is Festia. A place of pure excitement. I usually don't like bright lights, but they really liven the place up. So, essentially there's a lot of kind of party mini games you can do here. If you sit by this tree, underneath this tree, with these cute little fairies here, aren't they so cute? Come back. Then you'll get a buff depending on how long you sit. I don't have the rest skill yet though, so I do not know how to sit, but yes. This is Tia. And then her brother's name is Fez. So together they're Fez Tia. That kid looked like Kairi Kingdom Hearts.
Welcome to Festia. Is this your first time here? I'll teach you anything you want to know. Give me a second to prepare and talk to me again, okay? Who am I? I'm Tia. I help run Festia. I'll explain how to get around Festia and the other areas. You came to Festia using the enter button, right? To leave Festia, hit the exit button to return to your last location before coming to Festia. However, you can't use the exit button if you didn't come to Festia using the enter button. Use the enter button to enter and the exit button to exit. It's easy, so don't forget. Talk to me again if you want to know how to play the minigames and attractions. You need a Festia VIP pass to enjoy the minigames and attractions in Festia. Once you have one, talk to a staff member to be added to the waiting list. Once you're on the waiting list, feel free to explore Festia while you wait for other players to join. But whatever you do, don't leave Festia. If you do, then you'll be removed from all waiting lists.
Ugh, my mouth hurts.
Once you're able to play, you'll see the start and forfeit button. Once everyone presses start, they'll automatically be moved to the game. Talk to me again to learn about the landmark at the center of Festia. All my friends are running around the landmark. I wish I could play too. I hope they're having fun. Oh, I'm supposed to tell you about the landmark, right? The landmark is more than just a tree. It has some kind of mysterious power too. Try resting near the landmark. You'll earn EXP and be in a great mood. Sit by the landmark for 10 minutes to be in a great mood. There's no limit to great moods, so rest as much as you want. However, you can only receive experience for up to 1 hour a day. Let's see. The Festia Diary records what you've done in Festia, Lacri. You can view your Festia Diary on the Festia tab in the character window. Sometimes it's fun to look at the records in your diary. You can see how much you've played Hammer Slam or how many times you won martial darts. You can also get rewards by completing special objectives. What kind of rewards? You'll have to find out for yourself. The next time we talk, I'll talk to you about Festia's ranking system. If you play minigames or attractions in Festia, the results are reflected in your rank. However, results won't be reflected in your rank if gameplay ends on a Wednesday between midnight and 7 AM. Check the bulletin boards all over Festia to see where you stand in the rankings. Ranks last for 2 weeks, and a rank reward is sent by mail to the top 50 players for each minigame and attraction. Rankings work a bit differently for each minigame and attraction, so let me know if you have any questions. That about covers everything you need to know about Festia. If there's anything else, just ask. Have fun out there!
Ow, my mouth hurts. That voice is not easy to do. Okay. And so daily you can talk to Fez to receive a Festia VIP pass, play one minigame, and receive more VIP passes. It's not really necessary to do Festia. It's only, you know, if you're interested in playing with your friends or interested in the rank rewards. This is Fez, her brother.
Hi Lacri, here for an entry pass? Here you go. I hope you enjoy your time in Festia. We'll give you 2 more entry passes if you complete the quest, so do your best.
I usually just store up these passes for when I actually feel like playing. I'm just going to do that for now. Anyway, I suppose I could give you a tour around, but there's a little concert stage up there. You can go on stage and play your music and stuff. There's darts over there. There's shooting game. You can buy food. Festival food. Oh, these might be fun to show on stream. The tier noodles and the crazy chocolate ball and the friendship shrimp fried rice. Show off steak. I might do that later. Some foods give you a cutscene when you eat them because they're that good. This is Hammer Slam. You can pretty much guess what it is by looking at it. Oh. This is Tail Chasers, where you have to chase each other. Unfortunately, there's probably not many people playing Festia at the moment, so. Lorraine's Nightmare, which was a common event that happened during Halloween, but then they added it to Festia. On the other side is Crystal Defenders here. There's quite a lot to do in this game, even just past the normal combat and such. Oh, yes, okay. One thing I do want to show you. Food cutscene, just like in Food Wars? Yeah, basically, except it's not quite as good as Food Wars, but it's... Before Shokugeki no Shoma ever existed, there was Mabinogi with their... For example, if you eat, like, absolutely amazing chicken wings, then you'll get a cutscene with giant chickens. Anyway. I wish I could sit at a landmark to be in a great mood instantly. Same. Anyway, look at this unhappy raccoon. He keeps trying to wash the cotton candy. I don't know if you know the video that this is from, but it's quite famous. Looks like it's trying to wash the cotton candy. That's a bad idea. There's quite a lot of little things like that. Anyway, let's leave. Okay. Evan. Okay, so we did the tutorials and such and Rebirth. So we'll get a homestead ticket. Now, the homestead ticket lets you create a homestead. And you can create it either in the grasslands, in Ulad, snowfields, or in the desert. You can only, I believe you can only choose once, although there might be an item to switch the places, although I suspect it requires real money. I think I've seen the raccoon video, I feel bad for it, yeah. So yeah. We'll need to name our homestead. But I suppose it's up to all of you whether you'd like it to be, like our homestead to be in the grasslands, in the snowfields, or in the desert. Meanwhile, I suppose as per the suggestion of Chess, I'll name our floofy broom after my favorite candle scent. To let you know as well, pets must have unique names as well. As in, it's like creating a new character, because in Mabinogi, you can play as your pets, like you can log into the game as your pet. So the pets also have to have unique usernames that are different from all the other character names in the server as well. Okay, so if we're going to name it Pine, based on my favorite candle scent, and it's a broom, then what if I name it Pine Sweeper? It's like Minesweeper, but pine scented. Okay, I know I'm not funny, but if you call it Spot, you'll get a message already used by servers. Well, Pine Sweeper wasn't taken, so I guess it's Pine Sweeper now. So this is Pine Sweeper. Look at it. Isn't it cute? Wee. You appreciate Pine Sweeper? I'm glad. Wee. Wee. There's the little Lorna and Pan, as you can see. It's very cute. But now we can actually get places. Pets are very important in this game because you don't want to be walking everywhere. That will be the most terrible experience. Thankfully, they a lot of events nowadays they give out free pets if you participate in them a lot. Pets also have their own inventory, which is nice to just gonna drop this, which is nice with the, you know, whole inventory system, because you're always going to be running out of inventory, always. Oh, and just so you know, there's also partners, which function like pets, except they're, you know, people. The first partners were a butler and a maid, so you can create your own butler and maid, and you can give them weapons and clothing and dress them up and stuff, and they will help fight with you and do other things. There's a commerce There's ones that help with commerce and such as well, etc., etc. Making your pets hold all your cool rocks you found on your travels. I mean, that's literally what happens though, because I mean, there's gems in this game, and gems are used to upgrade things and feed your spirit weapons, so you can also store like the ores and stuff you got from mining on them, so alright. So with Nora here, we're going to start the quest line together with Blanid. So shall we meet Blanid? A girl in a neat green apron leans out to get a better look at her surroundings. Her hands work busily at this task or the other, always moving, always jingling the cross-shaped earrings in her honey blonde hair. Hello, Lacry, and welcome to our inn. Travelers come here to rest on their journey. As anyone who travels regularly will tell you, it's important to refresh your body and mind by resting regularly. Lacry, are you familiar with the rest skill? I had this hunch you might not have heard of it. I can tell you more about it if you'd like. Since we're talking and all, now's not the ideal time to nod off into slumberland, but give it a try afterward. You can use the rest skill directly from the skill window or place it into your hotkey bar. Me, I put it in the F1 slot, so I'll always be ready to nap at a moment's notice. The rest skill refills your stamina. It also recovers HP and heals wounds, though that takes longer. It's important for adventurers to work hard and grow stronger, but you have to balance that with getting enough rest to keep your body in tip-top shape. And speaking of health, if you head up the hill, you'll see the healer's house. Dillis works there, and I think I recall her saying there was something she wanted to tell you, Lacry. Alright, so now we have the rest skill. I personally do not put it on F1, I put it on these extra hotkeys here. I sat down. What a miracle. And now I will learn the skill to better sit down. Mabinogi is a hoarding simulator? It really is. But it's also like, it's a hoarding simulator, but you could argue that any MMO is. The thing is with Mabinogi is you have to carefully like arrange, like Tetris your items and such, so I want to stay longer, but I'm rather exhausted. I think I'll dip out for tonight. Alright, thank you very much for coming. I hope you had a fun time. We didn't do much, obviously, because we're still in tutorial stages, but I hope you were amused regardless. I do hope you stop by later as well. Yes, thank you for coming. Alright. Okay, let's see. So we'll need to speak with Dillis now. Nyum. Oh yeah, there's Lauren again. Hello. So this is the healer's house in Tirconale, and this is Dillis, the healer. A tall, slim lady tinkers with various ointments, herbs, and bandages. She looks wise beyond her years, but it might just be the healer's dress and neatly combed hair. Oh, hello. You must be Lacry. I've heard you're quite talented, and so I've been hoping I'd meet you eventually. I believe that the best adventurer is a prepared adventurer. By that, I mean you should always keep potions and bandages handy, and as it so happens, you can get them at the healer's house. I know the red lighting is like for sunrise or sunset, but it just looks like a blood moon aura from Breath of the Wild or Bloodborne. Yeah. Oh, I didn't actually explain this, but Erin, this world has 2 moons. The first moon is Eweka, which is a smaller moon that's red. And then there's a bigger moon called Ladeka, which is big and blue. Tirconale is a small town, but I wouldn't walk across it. Here's a horse whistle to help cut down your travel time. When we finish talking, use the horse whistle in your inventory, and equine transportation will be created just for you, Lacri. Do you want to try creating a pet? Okay. We'll do that in a moment. And there it is. What a beauty. I hope you two get to be great companions. You might know this already, but you can ride some pets and fly on others. Right-click the pet and select Mount, or just tap R to mount it. If your pet gets knocked out, you can revive it with a phoenix feather. These feathers also work on other players, so they're always useful to have on hand. I'll give you one this time, but if you want more, you'll have to buy them from a local healer's house. Good luck with your new friend. You should take a stroll around Tirconale together. Alright. Oh, we got the eagle whistle as well. Great. So yes, we have a brown horse and a giant eagle. It's really funny because when the eagle walks, it looks a little bit like it's walking like a chicken. Pets have skills as well. And also, they also have levels. As you can see here. So they grow together with you, essentially. You can also order them to do things. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so for the next bit for Blanet's quest, we need to find a lost item. But for now, I kind of want to show you around Tirconale. So up through there, you get to Sidhe Snakta. I don't know how to properly pronounce that. But it's these snowfields, and when you go to the end of them, there's a surprise waiting that's involved with Generation 1. This here is a moon gate. You can take them, and if you've gone through another moon gate before, you can travel through the moon gates to other moon gates. So it's essentially a teleport. I believe the lore for them is that these pieces here are actually pieces of moonstone broken off from Ladeka or I can't remember if it's Ladeka or Ewika. Pretty sure it's Ladeka because it's blue. And then wizards bound them and used the power of the moon. It's pronounced snacks, obviously. Sidhe snacks. Over here is Albi Dungeon, which is the most basic of all dungeons. This is the healer's house where we just were. Here is Tirconale from the air. As I stated before, this is the chief's house. Up there is the general store, the grocery store, and the bank down here. There's the Church of Limelark and the school just past there. You can see the fields in the distance. Over there, as you can see, is the blacksmith's house. This is the inn where we just were. Past the inn, this is the windmill. So if you collect wheat or barley, and then activate the windmill, you can grind them up to get wheat flour or barley flour. There's another moon gate over here. This field is full of wolves. This tent is for the commerce, the life skill commercing. Through this area here is the path to Douglas Isle, and if you keep going, you'll get to the town of Dunbarton, which is essentially the hub for most players. Oh, hey, look! Giant white wolves. These are a rare spawn. Not something that someone of my pitiful level 12 can handle. Again, this is the blacksmith. This is Fergus. Basically, Fergus's whole thing is, his nickname is Fergus the Weapon Breaker. And his saying is, "Oops, my hand slipped." He's also, literally, function-wise, the blacksmith that has the least percent chance of actually properly repairing your equipment. So yeah, don't go to Fergus. This is the graveyard. There's lots of spiders here. I like the music here though. Anyway, moving on. Here is the pasture, the sheep fields. Dan the shepherd boy. If we continue on this road here, there's like various mobs. Grey wolves, foxes I mean. Black wolves. Brown dire wolves. Another moon gate. They added a moon gate for every dungeon in like last year, I believe, or maybe the year before then. I don't remember. But this is the second dungeon in this area. Kiar? I've always pronounced this CR, but I think it's supposed to be Kiar. I'm not sure. Anyway. As you can see, we can go to these major moon gates, but all the other ones, like Tailtean has a couple over here, another one here and here, you'll have to actually physically go there first. Music good. I know, I love the music in this game. Each major NPC has their own theme song, as you could probably have tell when we were talking to the other NPCs. Each dungeon has their own music too, as well. But yes, if you have a sickle, you can harvest these, which is nice. Alright. While walking around Tir Conel, you find a blue hair tie someone dropped near the barley field. Who could have lost it? Perhaps if you look around, you can find its owner. Someone's hair tie. Blannet is very cute. Let's go talk to her. A girl with a smile as warm as a summer day is gazing intently in your direction. She's clad in a distinctive robe, with parts of her outfit adorned with mysterious runic letters. Her clear blue eyes call to mind beautiful forget-me-not blossoms. On the banks of a small stream, you see a lonely-looking girl playing with the water. As you notice the color of her ribbons, you wonder if, perchance, she might be the owner of the hair tie you picked up. The girl stands up and looks in your direction. Noting the color of her ribbons, you wonder if she might be the owner of the hair tie you picked up. Huh? Could it be? No, there's no way. The girl looks at you once, turns away, and appears to say something you can't make out. What is it? Excuse me, but were you looking at me just now? Nod. Huh? Was that not your answer? I can't believe it. Am I dreaming? The girl pinches her right cheek, slightly wincing, but continues speaking to you. Oh my, it's actually real. So now that I'm in this situation, what do I do? Hello? For some reason, the girl seems utterly fascinated. Her big blue eyes are staring right at you. Oh, How are you today? So, you're really looking right at me, and even answering my questions. But how? After all this time, finally there's someone who can see me. Isn't her design really good? I love it so much. You honestly have no idea what she's going on about. Try calming her down and asking her why she seems so surprised to see you. Oh right, you must be so confused wondering what's going on. I'm sorry, I'm just so happy. Anyway, where do I start? You have no idea how amazing this is. I'll try to explain it. Have you ever woken up in the middle of a happy dream and realized that the harder you tried to remember the dream, the faster it seemed to fade away? That's what trying to recall my memories feels like. I think I've been here for a long time and I was quite happy with my life, but when I try to remember those happy memories, I just can't. Nothing comes to my mind. It's like I woke up and knew I had a good dream, but I can't remember what it was about. I felt like I was losing my sense of who I was. Suddenly, people couldn't see me anymore, and no matter how loud I shouted, they didn't seem to be able to hear me either. The days kept going by like that, and now I don't even know how much time has passed. It's been so lonely having no one for company. And then suddenly you showed up, and you can hear and see me. Isn't that incredible? So what is it you do when you meet someone new? Introduce yourself, right? My name is... my name... After pondering it for a while, she seems to have at least remembered her name. Ah, that's right. I'm Blanid. It really is so nice to meet you. What's your name? Lacri? It's kind of strange, but there's something about it that sounds almost familiar. And you're a Miletian too. That's really cool. I don't know how or why you're able to see me, but I'm sure happy you can. Blanid beams with a bright smile. Rummaging through her pockets, she pulls out a forget-me-not and presents it to you. Here, this is a little gift for you to commemorate our first meeting. I love what this flower symbolizes, so I'd like to give you one. After a short silence, Blanid continues. By the way, Lacri, if it wouldn't be too much trouble, do you think I could travel with you for a while? I worry that if I just keep living this lonely existence, everyone will forget me, including myself. I don't think I can prevent my memories from fading away on my own. But since you are able to see and hear me, Lacri, that gives me some hope that I might be able to remember who I am and where I'm from if I spend more time with you. I'll make it worth your while, of course. I'm not just a forgetful freeloader after all. I may have lost a lot of my memories, but I still know a lot about this world and its rules. So, what do you say? I'd really like to join you in your travels, if you're okay with that. Blanid clasps her hands together and looks at you, eyes wide with sparkles. She seems sincere and good-natured, and her knowledge about life in Erin could certainly prove useful. Nearly squealing with excitement, Blanid's response crackles with fast-paced enthusiasm. Wow, really? That's so wonderful! We're going to go on an adventure together! This is so exciting! Okay, Lacri, take a look at this. It will be perfect for recording our adventures. I have these books where I wrote down any memories that came back to me when I worried I was about to lose them again. It'd be nice to keep track of the adventures we have together here too. I'll write down any new memories and you can record anything you want to remember about the world. It's like a 2-for-1 deal. But every great book needs a great title, right? Oh, that's it. Since we'll be writing down the recollections of our adventures, how about we call it our memoir? Hehe. Why don't you take a look at the memoir book I gave you, Lacri? Alright. So it's here. You can also, there's an invisible little bar here that you can use to move it around. She's so cute. Also, your voice acting is A+, thanks. I try. That's the way, Lacri. Now that you're leafing through it, let's pick a story to put on our first page. Alright, for our first entry in our memoir, you should try rebirthing. Lacri, do you know much about rebirth by any chance? Yeah, we just did it. That's pretty impressive, Lacri. From what I recall, Miletians can undergo a transformative process called rebirth. How does rebirth feel? Well, I've never experienced it, so I have no idea. You, on the other hand, can rebirth, Lacri. Why don't we try it right now and then tell me all about it? Once more, Blanid clasps her hands together and looks at you, her eyes twinkling.
And if you're going to do it, I think this might come in handy.
She fishes deep in her pockets, at last pulling out a yellow potion, and continues.
Ah, I knew it was in there somewhere. This is a rebirth potion. I was told Miletians can use them to trigger a rebirth. I have no use for it myself, so I want you to have it. Use the rebirth potion, and once you're reborn, tell me all about what it was like, okay? It's been so long since I felt this way, I don't even know how to react. Thank you so much, Lacri. When I'm chatting with you, I just feel so happy for some reason. It's like I'm living in a dream.
So begins the tale of Blanid's Brave Boost. Go on adventures with Blanid and undertake quests to earn significant amounts of XP. The AP acquired upon leveling up is essential for raising skill levels, so it's recommended that you reset your current level via occasional rebirths while doing Blanid's quests. Okay. So we did kind of just rebirth, so let's see. Yes, so as you can see, there's usually a time where you're not able to rebirth. For new players, I believe under level 1000, it takes a day until you can rebirth. But generally speaking, for experienced characters, it'll be a week. But with this rebirth potion, we can just do it now. No. So I suppose we might as well. The question is, who is gonna get the Kaya voice? I don't know. Maybe Hugh, the handsome puppeteer I was talking about? Hello now.
Hello, Lacri. Are you finding your life here in Erin a pleasant one? Now that you're here, why not take this opportunity to experiment with a new look, or try out a new talent? Please feel free to ask me any questions you might have about rebirth. Once you've made up your mind to be reborn, press rebirth.
Alright. We know the drill. We've done this already. We'll just pick puppetry again. Where is it? There it is. Choose talent.
May your new appearance bring you happiness. Though you'll be different when next we meet, I'll still be able to recognize you, Lacri. We will meet again, right? Until then, take care.
Ow, my ears. Ow. Ow. So, because we rebirthed and completed the quest, we're already level 123. Oh, this is the puppetry quest. We'll do this next stream. Honestly, I would rebirth again, because level 123 is far beyond the level I would wait until to rebirth. But oh, here comes another quest. What's this? Oh, daily event. Alright. Okay. I don't know if you can hear that, but my mom just came home. So I believe I will end the stream there. And we'll continue with Blanid's quest next time, and if we have time, we'll do the puppetry beginner quests as well. Thank you all for coming. How many levels are there? Infinite levels. Cumulatively. You're basically you're basically considered not a beginner anymore once you get to level 5000. Alright. Okay. Alright. Okay, thank you all very much for coming. So ends the stream here. this was a fun debut. Of course, not much was actually spent on the debut itself, but I did want a more casual one. Thank you, Chess. And thank you to everybody who did come. I'm really grateful. Apologies for my nervousness and my tendency to get off track. But if you did enjoy, then please do subscribe and follow me on Twitter for updates. And I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.